Welcome guys to the Crazy Hands Knitting and Crocheting channel, and in this video tutorial we are going to learn how to knit easy peasy socks. And for these socks you will need only one pair of 3 mm knitting needles. As you understand, we are not going to knit in rounds, so these are socks for total beginners. If you are a beginner and know how to learn knit and purl stitches, so this tutorial for you. The yarn that I'm using today is pretty old and has 95 meters per 40 grams. It is 100% acrylic, so you can substitute this yarn with any double knitting yarn. So for mm, the white yarn, same, it's a vintage yarn. This yarn has 100 meters per 50 grams. So any leftovers that you have, you can add to knit these socks. The size that we are going to knit today it's a 6 or 7 US, but no worries, you can make the size bigger. So follow the pattern and you will see how. And I want to show you how to make your size bigger and how long you have to knit the central part. So for example, what I'm doing, I'm knitting for the size 6, 7, and I need to understand how many centimeters uh, I have to knit to reach the required size. So for example, size 7, it is 24 centimeters. Now 24, so this is the sole plus the half means 12 centimeters. So 12 it's the part that cover uh, leg on the top. So it's 36 centimeters. And I want my sock to fit me well. I don't like wide socks. So I subtract 2 or 3 centimeters. So let it be 2, and I get 34 centimeters. So the central part has to be 34 centimeters from the place where we bind off. So like this you can make the size bigger or smaller, and if you want to make sock wider, so bind off less stitches. You will see how. Using long tail cast on method, I cast on 46 stitches. It will be also good if you leave long tail. The first row we are going to start from the ribbon part, so it's just a simple ribbon, knit 1, purl 1. Slip the first stitch, it's a selvage stitch, I'm going always slip it, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Repeat the ribbon till the end. At the end you're always going to purl last stitch, and we call it also selvage stitch like the first one. If you need a written instruction for these socks, you can find them on my blog. Please check the info box down below where you can find the link. Knit 1, purl 1. Knit 1, purl 1. and purl the last stitch. Now repeat, do not change the color. Repeat ribbing 2 more rows. So slip the first stitch and again knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Finish this row and return. I've done 3 rows and I'm ready to change the color, so take another color and knit the first stitch. You don't slip here because we want all stitches in this row uh, in one color. So again, knit the first stitch and then knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. So we do it always and only when we change the color. So knit 1, purl 1. I will do it a little bit faster because I don't want the video to be too long. And as you see, I'm purling through the back loop. So this is just a normal purl stitch. Do it as you know. I repeat this every video tutorial and purl the last stitch. So now return, knit 1 more row in white color. So here you slip and go on with ribbon. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1 till the end. Here I am, and now we are going to change the color again. So leave the white yarn, pick up the yellow one and knit again the first stitch. Do not slip it. And go on. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. If you don't want or you don't have an extra uh, yarn and extra color, so just do it in one color. Knit 1, purl 1. So finish this row, then knit back and then again change the color. So as you see, we've done the first white rod. Now this one is yellow, then will be again 2 rows of white and then again 2 rows of yellow, then again 2 rows of white, and last time there will be 2 rows of yellow color before we start knitting the main pattern of the sock in garter stitch. So I've done all ribbing and I have in total 15 rows and it is about 6.5 7 centimeters. So make the same. You can make it a little bit longer, up to you. Now you can cut the white yarn and leave the main one. So now we are going to start knitting in garter stitch. Garter stitch in rows means that we are going to knit on the wrong and on the right side. Knit all stitches. knit, and purl the last stitch. On the wrong side, we are going to knit again. Slip the first stitch and knit all other stitches again till the last one. Like this, you go on knitting back and forth until your sock reaches at least 10 centimeters from the edge. I've done 14 rounds. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ridges mean 14 rounds. So, and now I found the 20 stitches in the center, and all other stitches we are going to bind off from one side and from another side. So for this I place markers and I'm going to bind off these stitches. Slip the first stitch, knit one, and then slip the first over the second stitch. Again, knit one and slip over, knit one and slip over, knit one and slip over. So we need to bind off 13 stitches from each side. Knit one, slip over, so this is 10, this is 11, this is 12, and I still need to bind off this one that is on my needle, and 13. Now knit till the end all stitches, and on the way back we are going to bind off 13 more stitches. Leave the marker, please. And purl the last stitch. Turn. And let's bind off 13 stitches from this side. Knit and slip it over. Slip the second always over the first stitch. Eleven, 12, and one more, 13. Let's count stitches. 15, 20. So now we are going to knit only the central part, the same in garter stitch back and forth only knitting. And here don't forget also about salvage stitches. So slip the first and always purl the last one. Purl and turn and again slip and knit all other stitches. And purl the last one. Like this, go on knitting back and forth until your central reaches 33-34 centimeters for the length that you are doing for your size. Here I am, and let's measure how many centimeters my central part. So as I said, from the place where we started bind off stitches, 34 centimeters. As I said before, 34 centimeters will be perfect for US size 6 and 7. And now let's bind off the central part. The same. At the beginning you slip the first stitch, then knit the next one, and then slip the first over the second stitch. Then knit one again, like this, and slip the first over the second. And knit again and slip. Knit and slip. Knit and slip. Like this, finish till the end. And the last stitch here, purl one as we usually purl it, and the same, slip over. Now you need to leave pretty long tail because we are going to use it for stitching up sides, at least one side. And now find the wrong side of your sock. How to find the wrong side? You can check the very first row and you can see bumps here, here, and if you turn, there are no bumps. So the side with bumps is the wrong side. Place the sock with the wrong side facing up, and now we are going to stitch up one side with the tail that we left at the very end. So we are going to stitch up the sock on the right side. Thread the tail through the tapestry needle, and what you have to do now is to find the selvage stitches first of all, and the bar between selvage stitch and next stitch. So for example, here, here, same on this side, here, next bar after the selvage stitch, like this. So let's get started. Pick up the bar from the top, this one, find the first stitch, here, and then here is the selvage stitch and the bar here, and the second. Like this. Then find the next selvage stitch and the bar. Looks like this. Then down, selvage stitch and the bar here. Like this, go on, stitching up till the very end until you close one side. That's how the seam look. On the right side, it's invisible, almost invisible, like not invisible, but looks great. On the wrong side, there will be a seam, but if you are using, for example, soft yarn, you will not feel it. One more. So selvage stitch and then the bar. Here it is. And again. Selvage and the bar. So that's how the seam look. Please finish it and then I will show you how to stitch up another side. Please finish. I've done the one side and look how the seam is looking, and I pull the tail on the wrong side and later I weave in ends. Now I need to another tail, so I'm going to attach new tail, new yarn, and going to do actually the same but from starting from the top, from toes. Please cut a little bit longer tail because we are going to use it also to stitch up the heel. So let's do it again. Find the central stitch and insert the needle from the wrong side, from the wrong to the right side, and leave small tail like this, then you will hide it inside later. And that's actually the same. Find the selvage stitch and the bar and go underneath. Same, repeat for the top side. And again, find the next selvage stitch and the bar, go underneath the bar like this, and again bar, find the same stitch down and the bar after it, and again on the top and on the bottom. On the top and on the bottom part. That's how it looks now. We'll show you a little bit more. Like this. So it's easy actually. It doesn't take much time. Just be careful and do not skip stitches. So finish it at the end. Don't cut the yarn and leave it to stitch up the heel. So that's how it looks. And now you see I left the tail, and now I'm going to join the ankle part. So as at the beginning I said you that it's nice if you have a tail. So if you don't have tail, you need just to attach it, no worries. And actually we are going to do the same. So thread, and let's get started. So here on the ribbon part, first of all you need to join. Again, start from the wrong side and join first stitches. Here again, you can see the selvage stitch here and the bar that goes after. Here it is. On the other side, same row, but at the end. Find it and then go underneath the bar. Then find the next stitch. If you remember at the beginning, we were when we were changing colors and we were knitting the first stitch instead of slipping it. We did it to get the seam at the end smooth and not that visible, and like this you will not have big jokes when you join everything in the round. Of course it's not the same if you would knit in the round, but these are beginner friendly socks, so no knitting in the round, doing everything as easy as possible. Okay, I have almost done with ribbon part. Like this. Look, pull it a little bit like this. And when you reach the garter stitch part, you're doing absolutely the same what you are doing with the right and left sides of your sock. So like here, go underneath, and here again. No, not this one. Here, and one more time. Please finish it up, and then we are going to stitch up the heel. Okay, here I am. So what we are going to do now is to take the tail that we didn't cut, thread it, and we will do the same. And the only one thing that I want to show you, that on the top you have more stitches than down, because down you have 20 stitches and on the top we have 26 stitches. So to join everything more or less smooth, you will need to insert needle. Sometimes it's up to you which stitch you would like, but try to do it as equal as possible. Twice in one, to insert the needle twice in one stitch. So same, you find the bar here, and let me show. So the first stitch, then the first stitch down below, again first, and here one more, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert into the same stitch like this, then again. So couple of more stitches and then again insert the needle twice into the same stitch, I mean underneath the same bar. So one more here on the top, down, with how it looks. Even you insert needle twice underneath the same part, it will not spoil the seam. Next bar, and into the same, underneath the same bar. So till the middle part where you were doing the ankle seam, you need to insert the needle one more time, at least one more time, and then 3 times on the other side. Please finish it and I will show you what I will get. Welcome back. Finally, the sock is ready. Here's how my heel is looking and the sock in general. Yes, it doesn't look like the sock when you are knitting in rounds, but still it fits perfectly. So that's it. Finish the second one and you are ready. You are done. And yes, don't forget to weave in all ends. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and of course leave comments. I will be happy to answer them.